In 1703, inside the cold walls of a French prison, a man took his final breath, his name erased, his past concealed, his face hidden for decades behind an iron mask. No one witnessed his death, no truth was spoken, and the secret of his existence was buried with him. But who was he? A spy whose knowledge threatened to shatter a monarchy? Or perhaps a man of blood so royal that revealing his identity could have ignited a scandal across France? In a world of glittering palaces, absolute kings, and conspiracies whispered in the shadows, the tale of the man in the iron mask stands as one of history's darkest, most tantalizing mysteries. A secret so dangerous it was locked away for over 30 years and guarded as if the fate of an empire depended on it. For years, France craved a male heir. Queen Anne of Austria, after 2 decades of childless marriage to King Louis XIII, finally gave birth to a son, Louis Dieudonné, the future Louis XIV. A joyous occasion that secured the future of the French throne. But what if a second son was born that very day? A twin, a silent, identical echo of the king. To have one king is to have stability, but to have 2 is to have the seeds of civil war. In the shadows of the royal chambers, a decision was made.
There shall be one heir.
The second twin, Eustache d'Auger, was to be a secret. Spirited away, raised in solitude, his existence a whispered threat to the very foundation of the monarchy. He would be given a life, but not a name. A face, but not an identity. A prisoner of his own blood. The years passed. Louis XIV ascended the throne, becoming the Sun King. A man of immense power, of insatiable ambition, and of a heart as cold as marble. But far from the gilded halls of Versailles, a different life unfolded. Eustache d'Auger, a man of gentle spirit, lived his days in the grim fortress of Pinerolo, his only companion, the heavy silence and the growing weight of his captivity. His face was a crime, his existence treason. And then, the mask, a soft, sinister barrier that separated him from the world, a constant reminder of what he is. He was moved from prison to prison, the mask a constant fixture. The guards were given a grim instruction. Should he ever attempt to remove it, or reveal his face, they were to kill him. This was an act of preservation, the preservation of a secret that, if it were ever to come to light, would dismantle the very kingdom he was born to rule. Inside the fortress of Pinerolo, Eustache d'Auger's life was a lonely routine of stone walls and silence. His jailer, Bening de Saint-Mars, was his only constant companion for decades. It was through the jailer's letters to the government that historians later pieced together the strange story of this prisoner. The letters speak of a man who was treated with great care and respect, yet kept under the strictest secrecy. This wasn't a normal prison cell. It was a private apartment, a gilded cage. He was given good food, comfortable clothes, and even an allowance, but no freedom. The strange thing was, he was treated with respect, almost reverence, as if he was no ordinary captive. But this special treatment only highlighted his misery. He was a man who had everything, but not a name, not a life, not even a face. The jailer's letters mention strict orders that the prisoner must never be spoken to, and that his face must always remain hidden. Eustache Darger's world was as small as his cell. He could not speak to anyone, could not even look out a window, without a guard making sure his face was hidden. His existence was a deep secret, known only to a few powerful people. He knew he was a prisoner of his own destiny, a ghost in his own life. The face that mirrored the king's was a threat, a curse that had to be hidden at all costs. His final transfer to the Bastille was the last grim chapter. Here, he lived his final years, his body old, his spirit tired, but his secret still intact. In November 1703, after decades of confinement, the prisoner died. He was buried under a false name, Marchioli. His cell was scrubbed clean, his belongings burned, his memory erased. But the silence could not kill the story. After the prisoner's death in 1703, whispers about the masked man spread through Paris. People started to wonder, if he was not the king's twin, then who was he? Some said he was a disgraced minister, Nicolas Fouquet, who was punished for trying to be as rich as the king. Others believed he was a foreign diplomat, or maybe a noble who knew a dangerous secret. Some even claimed he was a simple servant who overheard a plot to kill the king. These different ideas only added to the mystery of who this man truly was. Today, more than 300 years later, the mystery is still there. The Bastille is gone, Versailles still shines, but the face behind the mask remains unseen. Was he a criminal, a soldier, a spy, or a royal? Maybe the truth was buried with him, or maybe this silent prisoner still holds his secret, hidden forever in the shadows of history.